Welcome back to Inside the Middle East, coming to you from Jordan's capital, Amman, a city with a budding cultural scene. But this country of so many archaeological sites is only now opening a national archive. It's called the Jordan Museum and hasn't fully opened yet. We got a sneak peek into the brand new museum, exhibiting more than 4,000 artifacts. Chief Curator Khayriya Amr shows us the museum's pride.
These are the oldest known human statues in the world.
The Ain Ghazal statues, nearly 10,000 years old, found in the mid-1970s during road construction in an Amman suburb.
This is a room dedicated to the Dead Sea Scrolls.
And Jordan's Dead Sea Scrolls, these in copper, dating back to the 1st century AD. The museum says its draw will be ancient history, 1.5 million years of it.
With more urbanization, with more modernization, people want to go back to their roots.
The Jordan Museum is scheduled to open at the end of the year.
Jordan's rich history isn't just limited to museums like this one. Some here in Amman would describe their city as an open-air museum, and at the heart of it is the citadel.
We head there. Standing tall on one of the city's 7 hills, Amman's most famous ruins. A proud symbol of Jordan's shared Roman, Byzantine, and Islamic heritage. It's also where modern culture comes to play, not far from where ancient civilizations once took to a similar stage. This is the Amman Citadel Festival, organized by the NGO, the Friends of Jordan Festivals.
The idea of creating our NGO and organizing such festivals was to put Jordan on an artistic international map. We have many sites, and bringing youth to sing in old sites, I think it's a sign. It's blending together the past and the present and the history.
Performing this year is a local favorite, the Palestine Youth Orchestra. Composed of more than 70 young Palestinian musicians from around the world. They've been playing since 2004, but it hasn't always been easy. Israel has occupied the West Bank since 1967, and travel is restricted for most Palestinians.
The students in the orchestra come from a lot of different backgrounds, and because of the nature of the way Palestinians are divided up according to their ID and where they live, not everyone can travel the same way. You know, not everyone can come to Palestine when we do rehearsals and concerts there.
Okay, got something, we ready?
It's been an especially challenging task for visiting conductor Shan Edwards.
Here we go, once again.
This year, unfortunately, some of the Palestinians who were not living in Palestine were unable to get any kind of visa to come in, which was very disappointing actually, and several of them desperately wanted to come and play.
Their performances have taken them to different cities, from Ramallah to Rome. But for many here, like 17-year-old Nai Barghouti, Amman, with its majority Palestinian population, is different.
For me, it's pretty important to come here and perform because a lot of Palestinians are now living here and the number is increasing each year. And many of them can't go to Palestine to visit their families and their houses where they're originally from.
For Nai, music is her identity, quite literally. Her name actually means flute in Arabic. It's also a language that can unite her people, she says, despite the geographical and political barriers.
We live under occupation. It's pretty hard for us to freely express what we really believe in. So when we come here and we play music, we express whatever we want. We're the Palestine Youth Orchestra. We come here with one name and we do what we believe in.
And they all believe in the power of music, no matter where they're from. 20-year-old Laith Hanbali is from Nablus, but he's lived most of his life in the United Kingdom. Joining the orchestra has allowed him to stay connected to his roots.
As Palestinians, we're facing a constant threat to our identity and our everything, to all of our lives, and I think it's really important to make our mark as Palestinians. For a lot of people, it's also important because it's the Palestine Youth Orchestra, and it's kind of making a statement that we're Palestinian, yet we play beautiful music.
In music, with a message. The orchestra wears black and white keffiyehs, a symbol of their nationalism. A generation of young Palestinians preserving their identity through music, in a city striving to preserve its own cultural identity. Coming up, would you stay at a hotel with no electricity? We do. See why up next as we drive south into the hot and dry mountains of Wadi Finan.